I don't know what to say. I am angry, frustrated, confused. Oh no, actually, I know what. I am more bemused at what Nintendo is done with this whole Switch 2 announcement. It's just an absolute mess. And it's so detached from reality of the world and what's going on. I just cannot comprehend who made these decisions. And let's just be honest. Honest, I really kind of love the announcement in terms of the initial bits. Screen looks great. The whole mouse, you know, joystick thing looks fantastic. The bigger screen looks brilliant as well. All this sort of fancy stuff with a better frame rate, so on and so forth, looks great. And you know what? I was thinking maybe I should probably pre-order as well. But then it kind of went on into the details about the price, details about the games. And then afterwards, even further details came out. And I thought, surely not. They're going to kind of go back on this and maybe change it. That's just me being naive. But no, actually, in fact, now we got this situation where, guess what? Pre-orders are being stopped. They got delayed, but then now they've been suspended because of all these tariffs. So even the prices and some of the details that we saw could get even worse. And honestly speaking, Nintendo consoles are for families. And guess what? The salaries are not going up. A lot of people are getting laid off. The world is not in a very good place in terms of the finances, even compared to during COVID. To be perfectly honest with you, it's just everybody are struggling, or most people are struggling, I should say. And for the company, not only increase the cost of the consoles by quite a big margin, but to also actually go and all increase the cost of the games as well. That's just ridiculous. But on top of it, it gets even worse and worse. They announced these chat options with these cameras, the buttons, so on and so forth. But guess what? Even though we live in a world where Discord and all these sort of services exist, no, that is part of the Nintendo Online services. So you've got to pay a subscription for that. Okay. The introduction game to the console, like the Wii Sport and stuff that we have had in the past. Guess what? You have to pay for that. If you got old games, you want to play the new versions. You know how it is like on Game Pass, like Xbox backwards compatibility and so on. Can't even talk. Guess what? That is also charged. So you have to pay for that. You're wanting to get accessories like usual, you have to buy them from Nintendo. And guess what? They're gonna chop your arm and a leg for them too. And on top of it, there is no set pricing structure either for the games anymore. So there's a range between regions. And in fact, they're actually price locking the consoles for Japan as well, just because it's cheaper over there because yen is not doing so well and so on. So what does that mean in terms of possibilities? So if the games are saying like, let's just say the general ball figure of dollars that they're using, 70 to $80, and they're saying it could go to 90 or whatever. So if you don't have a standardized price, guess what? The publishers are gonna absolutely scalp us as well on top of that. So and so all you need to know is within just a couple of months, not only you got to fork out a huge amount of money for a console itself, backward compatibility, and everything you got to pay like bits and pieces of money. And next thing you know, you got a bill for $1,000. And the most ridiculous thing is, if you have bought stuff on Nintendo Switch, upgrade them and play them on this new thing. No, you can't do it because you have to pay money, as I said. It's literal insanity. They are, I don't even know what to say. It's all I can say is, in terms of the general stuff, we as gamers, we need to stand united and send a very, very firm message to Nintendo that this is just not acceptable. Like, you need to go back on this and change it, because if these prices stand, and in fact, if they actually turn out to be even more with these tariffs, it's ridiculous. The only justification would be to play like stuff like Zelda and Mario and that sort of thing. But come on, guys, there's got to be a point of this is just not worth it. And I'll give you an example, in terms of the stuff that I've seen. Like, look at this. ROG Ally. Everybody are familiar with it, right? Look at the price. And you think, oh, he just found one store. No, in the UK, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 stores. And all of these are big stores. They're not small brands or anything like that. So you got 4 big stores selling at pretty much the price of Nintendo Switch 2, or as it stands, I should say. And guess what? 124 hertz, 120 hertz. Guess what? Full HD, same screen. But actually, Windows 11. So what does that mean? It means all your Steam games, all your GOG games, all the stuff that you kind of got on your library, most of them you'll be able to play pretty well on this thing. There are some restrictions in terms of some elements and that sort of thing that might not work as well on a small screen, but you also got Game Pass. And yeah, you got the official price, but guess what? You can go into a lot of key websites and that sort of thing, and you might be able to find really, really good deals on that front as well. So you got this fantastic device that is just going to give you so much for the same price. And guess what? You don't have to pay subscription for voice chat. You can play all your old games without having to pay extra to play it on this. So, like, it's just, I don't know what to say. It's crazy. And you know what? For the family, I'm going to show you something else. This is what I've got at home. I love my arcade game. I love my classic games. And guess what? To play them on a Nintendo's official stuff, you've got to pay an absolute arm and a leg through the subscription. But you can see this. This is available on Amazon, so this is not a dodgy website or nothing like that. £100. But guess what? You go to AliExpress and 58, 52, you can buy it and a ton of consoles. And I got it here. Just go to the biggest screen so you can see that. I've got it here. Look at that. You got the joysticks, you got the buttons, you got everything. You got a ton of games, classic games that you can play, and you can give that to your kid, and not worry too much that they're gonna smash it, because it's just not gonna cost you an arm and a leg. And it's it's not from any particular website. You're not cracking anything. Literally available on Amazon and on AliExpress. So again, it's called Trimoy Smart Pro. So again, you got these sort of options and that sort of thing you can kind of use from that point of view and that sort of thing. So honestly speaking, guys, with everything that's going on, we need to really, really stand firm on this and vote with our wallets. Because you got to remember, this is not just about Nintendo. This is about the entire industry. If Nintendo ends up becoming very successful with this, Imagine what the new Xbox, what the new PlayStation are gonna cost. You have to literally gotta sell your kidney to buy one. And imagine how much the games on those are gonna cost. I'm scared to even think about that, to be honest with you. So I'm not gonna lie, I am very excited. I would have loved to have one, but I really do hope from all this backlash, Nintendo goes back on it. And this is not unprecedented. They have done it in the past where, like, was it 10, 12 years ago when they had the whole situation with DS, I think, or whatever. I think, if I remember correctly, and they ended up reversing back in a couple of months and changing the price. We really need Nintendo to rethink this. We're not in the time. Like, if they're gonna up the price of the console, okay, at least don't go around charging money for every little thing, for God's sake. Even the introductory game is chargeable. I hope they're listening, and I hope not just me, but all you out there are, go out there and vote with your wallet. And hopefully, what I've shown you with this possible deals that you can find for the competitors with ROG Ally, and again, that other option with Trimu, might helps you to a degree. Again, remember, a lot of even the tablets these days are becoming incredibly powerful. They can do a lot more with. So let's hope. Let's hope. But anyways, guys, enough about this rant. Hope it's helped you. And if it has, please do smash that like button and do subscribe. Hopefully, I'm going to be covering a bit more stuff in terms of tech and that sort of thing, gaming tech and whatnot, and hopefully be on more of a positive news than this. And, you know, um, but as I said, I will be covering more on that. Please support the channel and do subscribe. And thank you for watching. And hope wherever you are, you're doing fantastic, or you're doing as good as you can with these difficult times that we're in. And